It's another In Wheel Time podcast, a 30-minute mini version of our live Saturday broadcast from InWheelTime.com. From Studio A in Texas, USA, welcome to In Wheel Time, your all things automotive car talk show. Coming up this hour on our 2-hour show, we visit with the Dean of the Houston Community College Automotive Department. We'll also have new vehicle reviews of the Fiat 500X and the Buick Avenir. We'll also have this week's automotive news, the Mystery Garage, and Conrad's Car Clinic. That more, all just ahead on the In Wheel Time Car Show for Saturday, August 22nd, 2020. Hurricane weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
Howdy, along with Mike out of this world, Mars, down there. And King Conrad DeLong over here is playing his radio. I'm Don Armstrong. Glad that you could join us today. It's always an interesting Saturday when we all get together. It's kind of like that clubhouse meeting that you used to have when you were a kid.
Yeah, Spanky and Alfalfa, Farina.
And I would imagine that there are probably a few of our viewers, listeners, that don't have any clue who that is. And then the majority of them are probably living that today with us. But whatever the case may be, we've got a full show coming up today. This week, the big news was that Ram Trucks has made it perfectly clear that, yes, they are going to produce a truck called the Ram TRX, 702 horsepower Hellcat motor in it. That was big news, and we're going to have that story coming up a little bit later on. There's a lot of other automotive news as well. But the big news today around these parts anyway is we're all waiting and preparing for a double dip of weather coming up this week, supposedly on Tuesday.
2020.
Let's see.
What could else go wrong?
Oh, God, don't say that.
Yeah, let me count the ways.
Don't make this an internet challenge.
Oh. Who knows? Studio A might not even be here next week at this time.
Oh, yes, it will.
You think?
Yes.
It won't be blown away?
No,
No, it's not going to be all that. But at any rate, if you're within earshot of this show, you might want to pay attention to the weather for the next few days, just maybe a skosh.
Just a little.
All right, so let's start things off with our guest right now is David Vogel. He is the Dean of the Houston Community College Automotive Department. And, David, it's great to see you, great to talk to you. It's been a while, and I see that you're all kicked back and looking sharp. Looks like you got the razor out earlier today and all prepared for the In Wheel Time show.
Yeah, sitting at home, you know, I'm not going to show you below my shirt.
That's fine. You won't see ours either.
We heard that you have some difficulty with pants now and then, but that's another day, another show. But hey, it's great to talk to you. And one of the things that obviously, as Dean of Automotive at HCC, for those that don't live in the Houston area, Houston Community College, and they have campuses all over the area. And you focus mainly on automotive stuff, but I wanted to talk to you today on several points. The biggest one is, how is COVID-19 affecting you, HCC, your department, recruiting guys that want to get in the automotive department? How's all that working out for you?
Well, we've come up with 4 different modalities for the college itself. What they have is online anytime a student can sign up. And these are for academic classes and other classes. You know, the hands-on classes, we have a face-to-face, but we're going online. And the official statement is online till October 5th. And then we're going to go back to the class face-to-face. So we're running smaller classes, but offering more sections. But it's still because it still affects the instructor's time that they're with students, that it is hurting enrollment, but we seem to be able to be pleasing any students that want to sign up right now.
Well, and the tough thing is it's hard to be an automotive instructional school without some hands-on. There's always some book work to do that you can do online. There's communication that you can do with the instructor, but at some point, you got to go touch a car, turn a wrench, and make something happen.
Correct. And what we did is we bought, I don't know if you all heard of this, but it's called AVI On Demand. It's a training website where the instructors that actually write the books do live lectures, and they do demonstrations with video. So we purchased that, and that's accessible to the students and the instructors to kind of just help the instructors, because sitting at home and you don't have a shop and you didn't already have this pre-recorded, it's hard to get it done. So we purchased that to help the instructors and the students, and it is NATEF certified, ASC certified. So we are meeting our NATEF requirements for teaching class.
David, let me ask a question here, pardon my ignorance, but how much does it cost to take a semester of automotive at HCC?
Well, if you're in district, it's about $1,000 for 4 classes. That's 12 hours. If you're out of district, it's about $1,700, and out of state, it's about $1,900.
So, which is really a value when you consider what some of the other programs are that are nationwide. I mean, HCC is quite a value.
Well, let me ask you, where did you get your degree?
I got my degree from Oklahoma State University in automotive power technology back in 1978.
Okay, and I mean, you had to take the whole full 4 years?
Yeah, well, I did it in 3, but yeah.
Yeah, of course you did it in 3.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. He's bragging again. Yeah, but
excuse us.
Yeah,
but of course I have a BS degree.
we know that. Yeah,
we already know that.
Without saying, that goes.
But David and I go back quite a ways, and I've been out to the facility. I've done some training out at the facility, and the facility there at Airline and 45 is the one that they've had for a long time. But you guys just recently built, about 2 years ago, built a brand new facility. Tell us a little bit about that, because aren't you going to move a majority of your automotive program out to the new facility?
So the new facility is on Little York, East Little York, and Homestead. It's in the North Forest area. It's off 59, about 3 blocks. If you exit 59, get to Little York, make a right, it's about 3 blocks off. And yes, it's 35,000 square feet.
Holy cow.
There is we have a maintenance and light repair program there where you can do the first 2 semesters there, and it's air conditioned, everything's state of the art, brand new, and you can get a maintenance and light repair certificate, level 1 certificate. If you choose to stay on, you can come back to ATTC and you take the engine repair, the transmissions, the manual transmissions, the advanced level, engine performance, and you get your full automotive technology certificate. And then if you go on from there, you take one other class, which is engine repair. Not engine. We have engine R&R for the certificate, and then engine repair for the associate degree. And then you take your academics, and you can get an associate degree. So
if I want to build race engines for a living, what courses do I need to take, and what kind of degree will I get after I take them?
Right. So the way we do our program is we started off from introduction to automotive service, and that's where Conrad comes in a lot, because we invite him to the school because we have all BG equipment, and he likes to do demonstrations on showing students how to use all the equipment.
Yeah.
And then we go to brakes and suspension, and then we go into electrical, air conditioning, advanced electrical, and engine performance 1. Then you get into rebuilding engines. So if you come, we always let students sign up. If they've already got experience and they want to learn just one thing, and we have room, we'll let a student sign up for just 1 or 2 classes if that's what they want to learn. We don't have a problem with that.
But one of the great things about HCC is their program is designed to feed the industry technicians. It's not necessarily specific to building race engines. They have bits and pieces of that you can do within there. But HCC also has a relationship with ASA, the Automotive Service Association here in town. So they are trying to provide technician, and I'm going to say C-level technicians to the industry that are ready to go to work at a shop right as soon as they come out of the program.
Okay, so let me go through this scenario. Okay, I'm 18 years old. I've just graduated from high school. I want to go into automotive. I am a computer nerd nut.
You have to be today.
And I want to actually focus on the computer aspect of an automobile. Obviously, I have to have a general working knowledge of those things that you brought up that you offer in I guess, semester one. But I really want to focus on the computer aspect of it because, let's face it, a car doesn't even run without a computer these days. So what would I do to really focus in on that so when I go to the dealership to work when I graduate with a degree, I can put on my white shirt and go to the service department with my laptop, and I can be the hero of the entire dealership?
Well, what we have is, again, the AV on demand. It has a place on there where it's got tools and equipment, and they actually do demonstrations on every scan tool that's in the market right now. And they go through everything, reading PID data, anything that scan tool can do, they cover it. And you know how much scan tools cost. We have a lot of them, but we don't have them all. So that way, our students have access to that. We also have Audi training, manufacturer training. So if they want to do Audi, they can take the manufacturing training, which includes all the scan tools that they provide. We also have Subaru University, and they can do that. And then we have Toyota. We partnered with Gulf State Toyota recently, and we have what they call Toyota Techs. But now that is a maintenance certificate they get.
Right.
The Subaru and the Audis are all the way up to advanced. As a matter of fact, Audi just changed their program where if a student comes in and they actually graduate our program and took all the Audi classes, and they get a job at Audi, which we do career fairs, they got to work 3 months with a minimum pay of $15 an hour. Is what Audi said. It's the minimum. They can pay more if they want, but Audi told the dealerships you have to pay at least this much, and then Audi themselves will pay for the travel, the food, the hotel, and the training for the student. So within 6 months of work, they will be an Audi certified.
Wow. That's pretty valuable. The other thing is, Don, you talk about becoming the computer expert. Well, in today's automotive industry, that computer expert is going to be not just the engine performance. It's going to be the air conditioning system. It's going to be the brake system. It's going to be the radio. It's going to be the suspension. Everything today is computer controlled. The headlights are computer controlled. The tail lights are computer controlled, and pretty much everything in between. So computer technician in today's automotive world, you have to have that mindset. But they're going to do a majority of the vehicle because all of the electronics now are basically computer controlled. And that's one of the things that
feed onto that. One of the things is that we're looking at is when is it time to start upgrading our curriculum? But when I go talk to the dealerships, they still want entry-level technicians.
Right.
They want to groom them themselves. They don't want people to come in thinking they know everything already. Now, we have a lot to offer so that 1 or 2 or 3 students that, like you talked about, are the computer whizzes and they want to get it, they're going to move much faster.
From your experience, David, these graduates that, depending on what level, clearly, when they're really valuable to a dealership, are the dealerships asking them to sign some sort of an agreement with the dealership? So, because if a dealership has got an investment in the student, they want to get all of the value out of that student that they've helped put through school. So do they sign a contract, say, hey, look, I'll stay with you for 6 months or a year or 2 years? Is there anything like that?
Well, the Step 1 program with BMW has that type of contract with the student. But none of the other ones that we work with don't. So we do have BMW come in once a year and interview our students and hire a few of them. And it's a contract they sign for 2 years. They have to at least stay with that dealer for 2 years. The Audi one, the way they're doing it is they're making the student work 3 months before they put the money into it. And it's the dealership's job to decide if he's worth it. before they go.
And that makes sense because they have to look at, there's a thing about work ethic that, that person, that technician
Correct.
has to prove themselves. And, when David's talking about how Audi will send them to the factory training, you're talking, I'm going to tell you, you're talking tens of thousands of dollars because it's going to be airfare to the facility, it's going to be hotel, plus the physical training that they provide. And when that technician's finished with that, I mean, that's going to be valuable at that dealership as well, because the dealership has to retain a certain level of training, and each technician they bring in at that level of training is worth that much more to the dealership.
So the contract idea kind of works both ways, though. I mean, not only does it provide the dealership with a return on their investment, but the student, now he comes in, he's got a job for 2 years in one case, so he knows, unless he really screws it up, that he can plan his life for 2 years. It's not real uncertain. Like a lot of kids get out of college, they don't know where they're going to get a job. They don't know what's going to happen.
And to have the opportunity to progress within the dealership, starting at maybe an entry-level technician, but moving up into a journeyman-level technician.
There's a future there.
And the more training they get, moving up to the experienced diagnostician. I mean, look at me. I started in a high school VOTEC program, and now I'm on the radio show with you guys.
Well, so your career's gone right down the toilet, hasn't it?
Well, it's 25 years with General Motors. 10 of it as a field engineer assigned to the Bowling Green Assembly Plant was lots of fun. And now I just, last week was 11 years with BG.
Yeah.
So,
David, what would you offer parents of a student that obviously shows some sort of inclination toward the automotive field? He may be working at Discount Tire, but really on the side he's got a hot rod car, maybe 5-10 years old, typical high school students like we all were at one time, interested in cars, and he's in the automotive field already. What are your words of wisdom to him and or his parents?
Well, what I like to tell them is once they finish the first block, which is intro, service, brakes, and suspension, they qualify to go work at a Quick Lane or a Pet Boys or Firestone or something like that, and any type of basic repair, a C-level technician within 16 weeks. I would tell them once you finish your first, he's working at, Discount Tire, it's an hourly job. Actually, that's a good job to have while you're in school. But I would try to advance to something to do a little bit more than just tires. And I tell them all to stay hourly while they're in school, because trying to work commission while you have to leave work to go to school
could be a little difficult.
Make you miss school because you sold a big job.
Right.
So how do we find, David, how do you find out about HCC? Is it hcc.edu?
Yeah, all you got to do is if you go on the website, if you go on Google and just click in HCCS, we're the first website that shows up. You click on it, and then you go into programs. You click on programs and courses, click on public safety and transportation, and then you'll see automotive, which includes a body shop course. And then we have heavy vehicle, diesel, and industrial technology. That'll be at the bottom portion of it. You click on that and it shows all the degree choices. It gives you all the phone numbers. It gives you everything you need. Or you just, you can Google HCC Automotive and it's going to take you right to the website.
David, you're our champ. We thank you so much for joining us today. David Vogel, head of Houston Community College Automotive Department. Thanks again. We appreciate your time, and we'll hope to see you again soon. All right. Thank you very much. Just ahead, we're going to review the Fiat 500X. Okay? Be sure and join us each and every Saturday for our live show, 10 a.m. to noon, on our website, InWheelTime.com, Facebook, and YouTube. And you can catch our podcasts on your favorite podcast channel. In Wheel Time continues after a quick break.
Are you one of those people who thinks it's okay to drive stoned? I mean, what's the worst that can happen? You end up driving below the speed limit? It's no big deal, right? Wrong. The truth is, your reaction times slow way down when you're high. You not only put yourself in danger, but everyone around you. Talk about a buzzkill. Stop kidding yourself. It's not okay to drive high. If you've been using marijuana in any form, do not get behind the wheel. If you feel different, you drive different. Drive high, get a DUI. Paid for by NHTSA.
A social distancing tip.
While the CDC urges you to avoid close contact, like hugging or shaking hands, there are other non-physical ways to say hello. Wave, wink, use sign language, salute, smile, give the peace sign, throw up an air high five, do jazz hands. Remember, stay a minimum of 6 feet or 2 arms length away from others and stay home if you can. For more info, visit coronavirus.gov.
Let's all do our part because we're all #alone together. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Thanks for joining us for today's In Wheel Time Car Show. We do a car review each hour of our 2-hour program, and Mike and I alternate hours. So this week, I get the short straw, and I talk about the Fiat 500X. Got a chance to drive that a couple of weeks ago. And it comes in various trim levels. They include the Pop, the Trekking, the Sport, and the Trekking Plus. I had the Sport all-wheel drive. This is a small or extra small SUV. It's not the 500. It's not the 500. This is on a bigger platform.
A shared platform with the Jeep Renegade.
Yeah,
Correct.
about the same size, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. All right, so it seats as many as 5 passengers. Exterior changes from last model year. Well, it was all new in 2016. Exterior features, it has a fun overall look to it. I couldn't think of a better word. It's a fun vehicle. Similar front fascia to its original 500 smaller brother. A high SUV stance. It sits off the ground like an SUV because that's what it is.
Well, you say tiny, but it's roomy inside.
I would call it small. I don't know that I would go tiny.
In the SUV world,
it's tiny.
It's tiny.
Yeah.
Cargo rear hatch has a sun visor over it. Kind of cool looking. It's almost spoilerish, but it gives it a little bit more
panache,
pop, so to speak. What I liked about it, I like the overall look of it. What could use improvement? I'd like to see a fatter tire and off-roady look. Now, granted, not that many people will take this vehicle off-road, but it is an all-wheel drive vehicle, so keep that in mind. Interior highlights. Simple, cute dash design that works real well, has a built-in touchscreen in it, a nice size one too. Contrasting color combos on the inside add some pizzazz to the interior. Simple 3-pod instrument cluster. It just works for me. I really do like it.
You like things simple.
I do. Comfortable seating. Cargo trunk room, well, it's small compared to some of its competitors. Okay, so pop the rear seat down. This is more of a let's go to the beach kind of weekend vehicle
than it is rock climbing.
Yeah.
But the seats, the driver's and passenger seat look more sports car-ish than they do SUV-ish.
Correct. Fabric and faux leather choices on the interior. It has a 1.3-liter inline turbocharged 4-cylinder, 177 horsepower, 210 pound-feet of torque, and you go, oh, okay. But it's got a 9-speed automatic transmission, so with that little horsepower, that 9-speed helps
it up correctly.
Yeah. Tow rating, believe it or not, it'll tow up to a ton. So you can tow the motorcycle.
A ton sounds a lot more than 2,000 pounds.
Yeah, it does. But I put 2,000 pounds. I did math in my head.
Oh, gosh.
Miles per gallon, 24 city, 30 highway for a combined of 26. I got 25.3 over 336.1.
That's pretty
miles.
good.
What I liked about it, mileage. What could use improvement? The auto start stop, which is a nemesis of mine, has
you
to
never
be,
like that.
Never have. Has to be turned off every initial start. I find it annoying.
Well,
not all cars are that way,
but most are.
Most that I drive, yes. But there are some Jeeps. There are some others that I drive. It's got a big button up on the top of the dash that says auto start stop, and you press it. Light comes on. It says off. Bingo, there it is, and it stays off. It's just a pet peeve of mine. Ride and handling, sporty ride quality. I don't know as if I would take this off-road, but okay. They say you can. I would give it a shot.
I mean, down at the beach or something,
I would do
I don't know that when you say off-road like that, I think
rock climbing, yeah.
Or deep in the mud.
Or deep in the mud, yeah. Because it's got a little bit of clearance. I mean,
a little.
But it doesn't have tires on it that are going to be mud grip.
It needs a more, like he said earlier, a more sporty off-roady look.
Yeah. Base trim price, $24,590. Your price is tested $35,895. Base model price, $26,895. Clearly, this one had a lot of options on it, and it was loaded up. Okay, so competitors, Honda HR-V starts at $2,820. The Mazda CX-3 starts at $2,640. And the Jeep Renegade, its actual twin, which is a four-wheel drive vehicle, is $25,270. So they're all right in there together. And that is the review this hour of the Fiat 500.
X.
X marks the spot. Isn't that the way it goes? Mm-hmm. Just wanted to make sure that I had gone off the tracks.
Well, you do, but that's okay. We'll try and bring you back every now and then.
Hey, 30-minute podcasts of this show are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeartRadio Podcast, TuneIn, Google Podcast, and Podcast Addict.
And if you know any more, tell us. We'll be happy to join them as well.
It's on a bunch of them. At any rate, don't forget, Saturdays you can catch the live video stream on InWheelTime.com, Facebook, and YouTube. Quick break now. Right back with more of In Wheel Time.
911, what's your emergency?
There's a train that just hit a car.
Sir, what is your location? Look around for a street sign, sir.
It's 8th and Orchard. 8th and Orchard.
Okay, very good. 8th and Orchard. Sir, help is on the way.
Why would you do that? The train still doesn't stop. You have to get there now.
At a railway crossing, even if the engineer sees you and hits the brakes, it can take a mile for the train to stop. And for you, that's too late. Stop. Trains can't. Paid for by NHTSA.
Have you noticed that the breaks keep getting shorter and shorter?
Yeah.
I mean, I turn the page and it's time to come back on the air again.
Well, that's okay. We're more interesting than the breaks are sometimes.
Yeah.
Not all the time, but sometimes.
You know what I think what we should do? Just have a show without any breaks at all and see if we can muddle through.
I'm sure we could. Or wander through. We can wander around a little bit.
I don't know about wandering. I'm thinking more about muddling.
Okay.
Just saying.
Well, muddling is something a bartender does when they're making
That's right.
a mint julep. They muddle the mint in the bottom of it. And
where did that word come from? That just came from cocktails here recently.
Well, no, muddling's been around a long time.
It has been?
Yeah.
Came from Bar Rescue.
From Bar Rescue. Tell he spends a whole lot of time.
You watch Bar Rescue, don't you?
Yeah, so does my mother.
And how old's your mother?
91.
91, like in Bar Rescue. Well, why not? Does she go for all of that dirty language on there?
Sometimes it kind of bothers her a little bit, but, so
she's been around enough.
She started watching John Wick, and she's seen John Wick 1 and 2.
Gosh.
And so she's hooked, so it really doesn't bother her that much.
God, I'm embarrassed just to even talk about that and your mother. Time now for our car calendar and the racing calendar, and Conrad has put together this intricate list of things that are coming.
Well, Monday, September 7th is Labor Day car show in Alvin at the Garage Bar.
Okay.
The Garage Bar and Grill. September 26th, the 3rd Annual Car and Bike Show at Lake Church in Montgomery, Texas. Also on the 26th is Woody's 2nd Annual Waterfront Car Show, and that's going to be a Topwater Grill in San Leon, and we're planning on being there.
Yes, sir.
Live, large, and in charge. October 3rd, the Military and Veteran High Performance Driving School is at the Houston Police Academy. And don't know what the status is. Do we know what's going on with Keels and Wheels? I still have that as October 17th.
Canceled till next year.
Yep.
Okay, so I'll strike that one. That one's not going to happen.
Yeah, that just happened this week. I figured.
Racing stuff. Talk a little bit about some of the area dirt tracks. The Cotton Bowl Speedway in Page, Texas. They've got races tonight and next weekend. The 105 Speedway in Cleveland have races the 22nd, the 29th, and the 6th. They start at 5 p.m. Gulf Coast Speedway in just south of Alvin. These are all the dirt tracks. They're on tonight. They're on the 12th of September, and then again the 19th of September. Texana Speedway in Edna. They're not back on until September 6th. And then next weekend or weekend after? Weekend after is Houston
Labor Day
Motorsports
weekend,
Park,
yeah.
Labor Day weekend with the Advanced Auto Parts Labor Day Shootout.
Thrill show.
Thrill show.
Yeah, because that's what it'll be. And it's a great big truck racing event.
And then tomorrow is the Indy 500 was moved to tomorrow with COVID. Belgian Grand Prix is next weekend as well. Tonight is Dover International Speedway for NASCAR. Today and tomorrow is Virginia International Raceway with IMSA.
Dover.
Huh?
Dover.
Okay. Send your comments to info@inwheeltime.com. NHRA really isn't back until
it's 4 a.m.
Labor Day weekend.
Monday.
Thanks, Don. It's 4 a.m. Monday. Well, that would be good because that's Labor Day weekend, and they actually have their finals on Monday, but not at 4 a.m. And that's going to be at Lucas Raceway Park.
Good. Thank you so much. I was trying to get you to hurry up because we're running behind. But just to let everybody know that if you've got something to share, let us help you. Send the info to info@inwheeltime.com or through the In Wheel Time Facebook page. Up next, the In Wheel Time Car Show continues. We invite you to stay tuned for Lord knows what. Hey, thanks for checking us out. Don Armstrong saying be sure and join us live every Saturday, 10 a.m. to 12 noon Central Time on YouTube, Facebook, and InWheelTime.com. Our podcasts are also available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, iHeart Podcast, TuneIn, Google Podcast, and Podcast Addict. We'll see you next time.